Alright, David Harry here, and in this video I'm going to unbox this graphics card. Right, but the video is not really about doing an unboxing of a graphics card because it's going to be a little bit like a flash through of an unboxing really. It's more to do with why I've bought the card, and also to give me another opportunity to do what I like to do, which is bitch about something. Actually, it's not really what I like to do. It's just that in recent times, it just seems that I'm bitching about stuff to do with like the limitations to build what you would like to build on a Windows PC x86 system, you know, because of all the scalping and all that. So I'll get into a bit of that as I do this. Anyways, yeah, so what it is, this is a GeForce GTX 1660 Super, and it's one by MSI, and this one's also the OC version, so the Ventus XS OC edition, right? So what I'll do, let me just put that there. Hopefully that might, you know, focus. You can have a quick look at the front there. Now what it is, I'm not going to use my second camera for this stuff. I just kind of want to get in and out of this video as fast as I can. So there's the back. If there's anything on there that you'd like to read, just kind of like, you know, pause that. Like I say, this video isn't really an unboxing. I'm not going to go too deep technically over what's on, you know, what this card's about and all the rest of it. I'll show it and stuff. It's just more of a thing for me to go on about other stuff to do with it, and like I say, to kind of like, you know, talk a little bit about the scalping thing and all that. Anyways, let me just start opening it. So what it is, this particular card, I picked this up for £310. Now, this has come from a proper retailer, that's CCL Online here in the UK. I've actually bought 3 cards. I'll get into that as I go through the video. Now, what it is, the card was sold as open box. So I don't really know what that means. Does that mean it's second-hand? Does it just mean literally the box is being opened, nothing's being touched? I don't know, but we'll have a look now because I've not opened it yet, so we'll just open it up and have a look. But definitely no seals on it or nothing. Now, £310 I got it for, which, when I think about it, originally when the Supers first came out, I think maybe they were around 250 to 300, maybe a bit more. You know, this is sterling UK pounds we're talking here. So I think 310 is probably not a, you know, not a mad price or nothing still. And despite the fact that it might be second-hand, I don't know, although we'll check it out in a sec. It's not a bad price. But here's the thing. I just sold a 1660. You know, I've had a few cards this year, and you know, I've kind of like been going through different things, testing stuff for various applications and stuff like that. So buying some stuff and getting shut, and then trying to find the things that I'm going to settle on. Now, luckily for me, because of the direction that I want to go in, I don't have to worry about being like bent over a barrel now with all these new RTXs and having to pay stupid prices, because they're probably not really what I'm interested in anymore. I'll get through some of that as well as I'm talking. So basically what happened was I sold me 1660 and I got £300 for it on eBay. I put it up at a pound or a penny, and then just left it, and you know, I got £300 for it, which I think is a stupid, ridiculous price. However, what I wasn't going to do, because I completely disagree with all these things going for such high prices. I don't think that they're worth it. But the thing is, what I wasn't going to do was put it up for 150, because I think it's worth £150. So I'm not going to put it up for 150, only because, you know, somebody's going to buy it and scalp with it, you know. So unfortunately, no matter what your moral stance is on these things, you're screwed. You know, you have to comply with the way that the market's pushing stuff, which is horrible. Anyway, so I ended up buying this. So I've literally gone from a 1660 to a Super by paying an extra £10, literally. Okay, so just quickly, there is some MSI paperwork there. That'll be fun reading for some people, not for me. I never read it. And then there's a thank you for choosing an MSI product. We'll put that there. Also, let me just get that part of the packaging out the way. Now, open boxed, what does it mean? Okay, so there's the card, hold on. And it looks like, no. Oh yeah, what it is, the tab there is actually already being opened, so the card's definitely being opened. What I'll do, I'll have a quick look at it, and I'll just do some close-ups towards the camera as well. Put that on the floor, actually. Okay, so this actually looks brand new. Right, this is either been something that's being used, but maybe once, I don't know, or it is brand new maybe they call it open boxed because maybe they've opened it to check something, maybe log serial numbers, I don't know. But that all looks cool. It's still even got, as you can see on the bottom, hopefully there's the like little plastic guard thing there as well for the actual PCI thing. So let me just get that off there. So I'll try and get it as close as I can. So there's the back of the card there, and that looks like it's in mint condition. Doesn't look any issues with it. Now, this camera may not focus and stuff, but I'll have a go. So there's actually the video interface side there. And from what I can see, that is 3 DisplayPort and 1 HDMI. That's cool. Also as well, this card has got the 2 fans on it and stuff. So let's have a little quick look at that if we can. If I can, I'll try and hold these as steady as I can and zoom in post. Oh, I think I've just hit the microphone. I'll zoom in post a bit if I've got a sharp enough picture. So there's the back end of the card there. Let's see if we can get a little bit on that. Okay, that's probably most of it sorted. Also, the 8-pin power supply is just on the top edge here, so usually towards the back top is where you'll find them anyway. Some cards have them directly on the back there as well, very few, but mostly they're there where this one is. Now, just quickly about this card. Right, there's some cellophane still on parts here where you would expect it if it was brand new. I don't see this card as being even used once, to be honest. It might have been, I don't know. But you know what? It's come with a 12-month warranty anyway, as these things do, because it's from a proper reseller, proper store and stuff like that. So I'm going to be, covered anyway for the warranty and all that stuff. But it definitely doesn't really look like it's being used anyway. So what open boxed means, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm happy with it. I mean, assuming it's working, I'll be dead happy. Anyways, right, the one thing I'll say about this, I've had, I think, 3 1660s. And considering that there's really not a huge difference with the 1660 and the Super and even the TI, I mean, there's obviously differences to do with the actual chipset and what it does, but physically and, say, for heat and stuff and the actual build and structure of the cards, there really isn't much in it. However, this card immediately feels a fair bit heavier than all the 1660s that I've had. And let me try and see if I can show you this. What it is, the heatsink is quite substantial. Now, it only looks like it's got maybe, let's see, it's only got like one pipe leading. Maybe will that be off the GPU? I don't know. Or it might be a twisted pipe that does 2 off a twist. Anyways, have a look in there if you can. I don't know if that's going to focus, but hopefully what we should be able to see there is a fairly substantial aluminium heatsink. So we've actually got the pipes running through it and stuff, but the heatsink actually runs like the whole length of the card basically, and the card is weighty. So I'm going to hazard the guess that this is going to be fine for the likes of heat dissipation and stuff like that. Also, it is an OC, so it's pre-overclock card and stuff like that. Basically, I think what they do, they just kind of go for an optimization within the card's BIOS and stuff, and then set that to a minimum and maximum to give it overclocking like potential that it normally wouldn't do, because they basically tune the card better. I think you'll probably be able to override that anyway and do other things with it, with other software. But out of the box, this will kind of give it a little bit more poke than a regular card with it being pre-overclocked and stuff. It's not huge, but I suppose if you're one of those crazy gamers where just 1 or 2 frames means a lot to you, then yeah, things like these are going to matter. So anyway, for the best part then, let's get some of this out the way. So I would say I'm happy with the card, defo. It wasn't a ridiculous price. I don't think 300 or 310 it was. I think that might be actually in line with the higher end of the Supers when they first come out anyway, so it doesn't feel like it's a mad price or anything. Now, a little bit of chatty stuff as to why I've got it and whatnot, and a little bit more delving into this, into the scalping thing. So basically what it is, I'm trying to move to Mac as best as I can, and the journey to move to there, it could take 2 turns. One, that it doesn't happen and I have to sell the Mac because I'm just far too bogged down still with Windows and x86, and I can't really get myself free of it, do you know what I mean? So basically I'm trying to move over to Mac, and lose the big Windows computers. And as an interim product, I've got like this new NUC as well, which is awesome. So I'm trying to do this. Whether I can and whether I'll be successful in doing it, I don't know. But nonetheless, I've got to try it to see if I can get there. So in the process of doing this, what it's going to mean is getting rid of me big computers. I've actually got a couple of like, big desktop type computers and stuff. So what it is, this card, I've very specifically bought it so I can add it to my i9 computer. I've got a 9900K, so I'm going to add this to that computer to give it the extra value to make the package worth selling. So hopefully I can maybe then get back a fair chunk off the cost of the original i9 system, because I've got a real nice one. I've got a nice motherboard on it, nice power supply, blah, blah, all these things. All the things that you would lose value on very quickly when you come to resell it as a package. Because what will happen, some people will just see one i9 system and they may not understand that it's got a way better motherboard, a way better power supply, better RAM and all that stuff, and then they'll see another one that's cheaper and they may not even understand that there's a huge difference in the actual components and stuff. My one happens to have a lot of great components in it. So what I'm hoping for is that this card will kind of bump the price a bit more on it and I get a bit more back off like my original, like build price on it and stuff like that. So that's initially what I've bought it for. Now, as I'm going through this process of like trying to migrate and move, I still will be using PCs or Windows PCs. Just get one thing clear here. I might say PC. I'm saying PC in the term of like personal computer. A Mac is a PC. They're all PCs. A Linux machine is a PC. Windows PC. They're all PCs. Anyway, so in my attempt to get away from Windows, as it were, and stuff, or it's not so much Windows actually, it's just I want to move to ARM processing. There's just too much of an appeal with it for me, and it's only going to get better and better. But in the process, like I say, I will have a desktop PC. I may even be buying another desktop PC or putting another powerful one together, which all sounds very hypocritical, but yeah, that might be happening. But nonetheless, what I will be doing, although I've bought a number of GPUs, I've also bought a 1030 and a 1650 for a couple of other things to build up. I will be doing some videos where I'm testing the cards. On this channel, I'll be doing that as far as the card's ability to do encoding, so H.264, H.265, using the likes of Handbrake and stuff like that. So basically using NVENC encoding through Handbrake and maybe through an NLE and stuff like that. Then what I'll be doing on my other channel that I'm doing the gamey stuff on, I will be testing them out for game stuff. Now, what I may do on this channel is do a couple of PC builds. And although they're going to be PCs that could do a bunch of stuff like video editing, I will aim them at gamers. Now, the first one probably will be, I'm going to do a video which is going to be about my recommendation for the best gaming PC for this year. And just quickly, what I'm going to be recommending is that people build, well, if they can build themselves brilliantly, or if they can get someone else to build for them, because this does require a build element, unfortunately. But basically, build a computer around the i9-9900K. And the reason why I'm going to recommend this is because you're now going to start seeing these going cheaper second-hand for the CPU. Also, you're going to have a ton of choices for the Z390 motherboards as well. So not even like some of those cheaper H boards and stuff like that, but some decent Z390 boards are going to start hitting the market and things like that. Also as well, I mean, RAM is not really going to be a, that won't take, like, you won't really get that much cheaper second hand, as it were. So there's certain things that you won't really get better second hand. So you might be buying a case brand new, a PSU brand new power supply, maybe pick one up second hand if you can. But basically the bottom line is there is a way to put together a very powerful PC for like not tons of money. Granted, they're still going to be expensive, but even by comparison to a 10th series, GPU and stuff like that, or by comparison to say AMD, because what it is, I'm going to be recommending Intel for this stuff. And the main reason is because, you know, the AMD stuff, as great as it is, again, you can't buy it. You know, you can't buy some of the new, well, you definitely can't buy the new ones hardly anywhere. And then I would say that the previous generation as well of Ryzen, you're best off going for the i9 anyway. So what I'm going to be doing is doing a build, which I will recommend that's what people buy or build. And the idea is, even if you've only got a card like this, which would appear to be very under-spec'd for a mad i9 system, the idea is to recommend to people, don't succumb to the scalpers. So don't be paying stupid prices for all the RTX stuff. I mean, I've even seen RTX 2060s, so previous gen and the lowest card. I've even seen them go for up to starting actually around £600. So this is getting absolutely mental. So what I'm going to recommend to people is, if they concentrate on building the best PC that they can, and even if they've only got a 1660 or a Super, even maybe something like, I don't know, even like a 1050 Ti, which is another card that I've got that I will test with the system. What I'm going to be recommending is build the most powerful computer that you can right now, and it's going to be way cheaper than it would have been when these all first come out for the i9s, the 9900K and all that. And then just bide your time with the GPUs. Wait until, like, you know, either there's good prices on the 20s, but defo the 30 RTXs. Don't be paying these crazy prices, because right now you could end up paying, say, for a 3070, the difference you would pay on a 3070 to what it should be after the scalp price, the difference in it is the cost of a decent computer. So what I'm going to be recommending to people is just build a computer first, and then bide your time with a GPU that's you're not going to get ripped off with. And then, you know, when the time's right, sell your smaller GPU or the one you may already have, and then go for the RTXs, whatever, further down the line once the prices become better and like stock availability is more stable and stuff. So that's going to be the first one that I'll do. Then there's another one that I'm going to do, which is going to be my recommendation for the best cheap gaming PC. And by comparison to something like this, it's going to have a 1030 in it, so a 2 gig 1030. So that's a GT 1030. And then it's going to be based around, and actually this one's actually a lot easier to do because it's basically based around the Dell Optiplex 3020. I'm going to do options there where you either use the Optiplex as it stands, and you can pick these up mega cheap and they're really cool. You got like a 4th gen i5 in it and stuff like that, which perfectly matches. I mean, actually, this would probably still be okay in one of them, maybe. But something like a 1050 Ti, but going down to a 1030 is definitely going to suit one of these ones. And the thing with them, if you're lucky, you may only have to pop the GPU in. But I'm going to do a variation where I'll show people, you know, all you need is this computer, pop the GPU in, and you're laughing. And then what I'll do, I'll kind of embellish on that one a bit and say, well, what you can do is you can pop the board and stuff out and throw it into a nice chassis, a nice case. It's actually on the floor here, but I don't want to show you it just yet. Basically, you can throw it into a nice case and add, like, you know, maybe 1 or 2 other things if you can. However, I've worked out that you can do this for less than £200, right? Now, for less than £200, you obviously can't be expecting something that's going to be gaming like a crazy thing. It is going to be very limited. You know, you may have to go down to 720, and even at 1080, you're going to have to be on like ultra low for a ton of stuff. But here's the thing. You can say to some people, don't bother with PCs now. Go and get yourself a console, because I can't lift it up. In fact, you know, I'll try it. Because I'm telling you right now, the best thing at the moment, and you'll know now because there's the controller, the best thing at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, is this, as long as it's not all wired up. One of them. They are, without a doubt, the singular best gaming device that you can buy. I've got to do a video about that. However, I can say that till I'm blue in the face all day long, but it's this simple, right? There's no rights or wrongs here. You're either a console player, which I am, and a bad one at that. You're either a console player or you know, you're a PC player. It's simple as. Now, if someone's a PC player and they've got no interest to go to console, that's cool. But you know, loads of people can't be affording all these stupid prices for things. So I'm going to be recommending this system, which is like £200. And I've already tried it. You can do Fortnite in low mode and maintain over 60 frames per second as well, and that's with VSync on. So there's going to be a few things that will actually work very well with it. And of course, with these things, you know, once you're into the game and you're playing it, you know, the odd little fluctuation where the frame rates drop a bit, or you have to lower graphics a bit, or write down maybe in the case of a 1030. The thing is, when you're balls deep into a game, you don't notice half of this stuff anyway. So, like I say, I'm not going to try and convince PC gamers to start going to console or vice versa. I mean, going the other way is definitely a no-no, because no one in the right mind would pay like £250 for an amazing little box like the Xbox Series S. And then to get the equivalent to that, having to get scalped like crazy and spend like, I mean, I think seriously, to get the equivalent in PC as what the Series S is, I think now you're probably talking about $1,000 because of all the scalping, you see what I mean? But like I say, nonetheless, I'm not going to try and push people from one to the other. I'll just basically say, look, is an option here for the PC, not with this card, but the 1030, and it's going to be around or just under £200. So for those people who've got an itch and they need to get on and do something, there could be a system there as well for people. And also as well, you know, some people just simply can't afford certain things. So yeah, if you can pick up a PC, you know, if you want to be a PC gamer for £200 and it gets you on the path and all the rest of it, can't be a bad thing. Anyway, so I'm just going to round this off with like, yes, I will be splitting videos across this channel and the other channel. Don't worry, anyone on this channel who's familiar with like me regular stuff like cameras and microphones and other bits of tech and that. No, I'm not doing gaming stuff, but I might be doing the game builds for the PCs in this channel. And don't forget, the PC builds are actually relevant beyond gaming anyway. And like I say, there will be other stuff going to another channel just so I don't clog up crazy here. And also what I will be doing on this channel, there's this card, there's the 1650, and there's the 1030. There's actually a workaround on the 1030 as well to get NVENC working on it. However, I've still got to double check where I can throw that into. So what I will be doing on this channel is encoder speed tests and stuff like that. So defo that stuff here, and the gaming stuff elsewhere. Okay, so to just round this off then, the whole point of what I'm doing here is as a direct consequence to scalping. Absolutely no two ways about it. I have absolutely kind of run out of options because of the scalping, and directly as well the lack of stock. Now, I can't really get onto the whole lack of stock thing, do you know what I mean? It is weird times and stuff. However, you know, the likes of the likes of Nvidia and AMD, you know, they know exactly what's going on. They have not protected the interests of the gamers during any of this, and they don't care. They simply don't care. But hand in hand with that, you've got all these opportunists, like, you know, dirty money grabbing scumbags who are just doing people's heads in by, you know, taking all the stock on stuff. I'll tell you right now, I have tried now 5 different launches for 5 different products, and also had 1 or 2 friends try and give me a hand to get stuff on the days that the products were released. I have not been able to get a sniff at anything at launch, and I know that applies to most people, because no matter what you may believe about what certain manufacturers or certain resellers are saying are their fair process to eliminate the scalpers or the bots, it's BS. The vast majority is BS, right? So unfortunately, you gamers out there, you proper gamers, because I'm not a proper PC gamer, but you proper PC gamers out there are getting done over by the very same people who are supposed to be supplying you the things so that you can get on and enjoy your games. How mad is all that? Yeah, so anyways, a lot of what I'm doing at the moment is as a direct result of the scalping and stuff like that. And hopefully, if I can suggest certain things to people or put a couple of ideas into people's heads, so it can help them to alleviate the issues of scalping, and maybe just set your sights a little low until the times are better, and like I say, build maybe a better machine for now, which will definitely up the ante on a 1660 or a Super or anything around this range. In fact, any graphics card will get a great boost. I mean, honestly, right, I can't tell you the difference between running a 1660 on an older i5 and then sticking it into an i9-9900K. Seriously, it is awesome. And yeah, when I do this video explaining, you know, why you should do this, I'll do some examples, and I think it's really a good way to move forward. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have to dive off now. Sorry, I'm just going a bit dry here. Hold on. It's cold coffee now. Okay, do you know what? That slurp of coffee is me wake-up call. I'm going to shut me trap and get off now, because I will just carry on. I think I will have explained myself somewhere along the lines here as to what's been going on to do with the card, why I've bought it, a few ideas that I've got coming up for other videos and system builds and all the rest of it. And hopefully some of this stuff that I've been saying to people about, you know, don't be taking it off the scalpers and kind of like maybe look at doing the PC and then go for the card afterwards. Hopefully, you know, maybe that makes a lot of sense to people, or even if it just gives people a little bit of an idea to think of a different route for themselves, just so they can protect themselves from not getting worked over with what's going on at the moment. Hopefully, I'm helping people with some stuff here, and it's not just me shouting into the wind and stuff like that. Anyways, yeah, I'll dive off. I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.